Here's My Favorite Husband from November 20th, 1948. It's called George Attends a Teenage Dance and stars Lucille Ball and Richard Denning.
We present Lucille Ball in My Favorite Husband, a new series based on the delightful stories of Isabel Scott Rorick's gay, sophisticated Mr. and Mrs. Cougat, two people who live together and like it. Starring Miss Ball with Richard Denning. Now, let's drop in on the Cougats and see what they're doing. It's morning, and Liz has just sat down to breakfast. George is still upstairs getting dressed.
Oh, Katie, did you see the paper this morning?
No, Mrs. Cougat, I haven't seen a paper in weeks.
Who do you think got married?
Lil Abner and Daisy May?
No, Madeline Smith and Jack Carroll. She always did want to be Madeline Carroll.
Well, so did I, but I never got nearer than Marjorie Main.
Oh, you don't understand, Katie. This is my marriage.
It is?
Yes, I introduced them, I invited them to parties together, and I loaned her money for a new dress on the night I decided he should propose. And now they're married.
Congratulations, Mrs. Cougat.
Thank you. I deserve it.
Do you think they can manage the honeymoon all by themselves?
Well, I guess I do sort of arrange things a lot, don't I, Katie? But I can't help it. I love to help a girl get a man. You know, it drives George crazy. He says I'm always teaching some mouse to build a better man trap.
Oh, that's a good one. Say, I wonder what's keeping Mr. Cougat this morning.
Don't know why he should take so long to shave. He has a real sharp blade in the razor. I know because I use it to scrape some chewing gum off my shoe.
Oh, here he comes now. I'll go get his coffee.
Well, good morning, George, darling.
Oh, you know me. I didn't think you'd recognize me behind all this adhesive tape.
Why, I'd recognize my little husband any place. Ooh, you smell nice, George. What do you have on your face? Yardley's aftershave?
No, Wrigley's Juicy Fruit.
Now, don't blame me, George. You cut yourself every morning. You ought to get some blue serge Band-Aids to match your suit.
That's very funny.
My, aren't we grumpy this morning?
Well, I have reason to be. Yesterday, the teller at the bank told me you were overdrawn $50.
That's the trouble with those tellers. They're always telling somebody something.
Well, what about it?
No wonder they put them in cages.
Now, never mind. Liz, I can't think of any reasonable explanation for your being overdrawn.
Neither can I. And I've been trying to think of one longer than you have.
Now, I don't want to suggest anything radical, but suppose you just tell me the truth.
Say, I never thought of that.
Huh.
All right, George. I loaned the money to Madeline Smith to get a new dress and hairdo so her boyfriend would propose.
Why don't you stop meddling in people's affairs, Liz? Must you be an incurable matchmaker?
But I want everybody to be married.
Why? Isn't there enough suffering in the world?
You don't mean that, George Cougat. I want everybody to be as happy as we are.
Well, that's sweet of you, dear, but not all couples are capable of the kind of happiness we know.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, I mean that our happiness has come about because of one wonderful person.
Oh, George.
One person who is tolerant of little human faults, who is understanding, sweet, considerate.
And beautiful?
Absolutely.
Who is it, George?
Me.
Oh, George.
By the way, Liz, I'm late for the bank. And listen, will you promise to watch your bank balance?
Oh, don't worry. I'll take care of that $50 I'm overdrawn. I'll send them a check for it.
Oh. Look, I'll handle the money. You just concentrate on staying out of other people's affairs. Stop giving people advice on things you know nothing about.
All right, George, I promise.
Yeah, who can that be?
Oh, it's Sally Hopkins. I saw her through the window.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Let me sneak out the back door.
Now, George, Sally's a very sweet girl.
Yeah, I know, but I do something to her. All she does is look at me and go, tee.
Well, she's adolescent, that's all.
Well, let her in. We'll have one of our usual brilliant conversations.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?